World Elephant Day, a day dedicated to raising awareness for these stunning animals that are facing so many threats. According to National Geographic, the Asian elephant population in particular has dropped 50% over the past 75 years. That's leaving about 40,000 left on the planet, so quite a dwindling population there. More than half live in India. Our guest today is award-winning documentary filmmaker and conservationist Sangita Iyer. Her work includes many films and a book called Gods in Shackles: What Elephants Can Teach Us About Empathy, Resilience, and Freedom. Great to be with you today on this World Elephant Day. Talk to us about the dire situation that elephants are facing right now specifically.
Both African and Asian elephants are going through a really challenging time. They're endangered, both of them. There are approximately 40,000, as you mentioned, fully 27,000 in India. And the thing is, you know, they are doomed in captivity and in the wild because they are captured from the forest, ripped from their families, tortured to submission, and exploited for profit behind the insidious veil of culture and religion. Behind all the glitz and glamour, they suffer a lifetime of abuse, slavery, and neglect. When you think about the wild elephants, they're facing numerous threats. Human population is exploding in India, supposed to become the most densely populated country by next year. And, you know, human-elephant conflict is rampant, poisoning, electrocution, killing under the railway tracks. It's nonstop.
And tell us how you came to really focus on the Asian elephant population. There's so many different types, and specifically the Asian elephant population.
Right. I was born and raised in India, and you find Asian elephants in India. 27,000 of them are there, and I have a deep cultural connection with them. And so I was, you know, born and raised in a southern Indian state, and I fell in love with them. But when I returned to India in 2013, I was devastated to see their plight, and I decided to do something about it.
So it's a personal connection for you.
There is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You mentioned that elephants have a connection to climate change, and we keep talking about climate change so much these days. Tell us about that. What's the connection there?
So elephants, they wander across vast areas for hours on end, and they disperse seeds in their dung, which become trees. And at the same time, they trample all the weeds and, you know, bushes and shrubs, and they promote the growth of hardwood trees that sequester a lot more carbon. And carbon is a greenhouse gas which perpetuates climate change. So indirectly, elephants are climate mitigators. And here's the thing. The International Monetary Authority has pegged one single African forest elephant at $1.75 million in terms of carbon sequestration.
Is any of this being discussed in all these conversations about climate change? Is this being talked about?
I don't think as much as it needs to be, so I'm really glad you're bringing attention to this matter.
Tell us how people can get involved. What do you want people out there to do? And it's quite amazing in a bad way that things are not being done to stop this.
So this is why awareness is important, right? And this is happening in a certain section of the world because it's Asia and Africa, and people in North America don't think that what happens in other part of the world is going to impact them. So this is why this awareness is so important. So what people can do is log on to our website, vfaes.org. They can watch this film, Gods in Shackles, and they can get the book. 50% of all proceeds goes
tell me a little bit more about this book and some of the important lessons there. There it is. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Gods in Shackles, you know, when I was filming in the forest, I encountered such precious animals, precious elephants, and they taught me empathy and, you know, to just kind of understand and accommodate and coexist, even though we were intruding their forests, right? So they are empathetic, and they also grieve the loss of their young ones. They have a culture, and they do so much to serve the greater good. And they teach us these life-transforming lessons. At least that's what they taught me. And I'm hoping that that's what people can learn from them and protect them.
We're hoping that people learn from this and include these magnificent creatures in our conversations about climate change. Sangita, thank you so much, and thank you for all the work that you're doing. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. And on this World Elephant Day,
World Elephant Day,
let's make sure that they never become extinct, right?
That is something to look forward to. Thank you so much.
Thank you again.